Hello, everybody. Listen up. I have a good story time for you guys. All right. And you're probably wondering, like, hey, you're looking spiffy. Where you're coming from? All right. So it's a story time. And if you stick to the end of this video, I will definitely be dropping some gems on the actual reason why I'm even making this video. All right. So with that being said, all right, let's get right into the nitty gritty. All right. And before I start, go ahead and subscribe, like this channel. All right. If you want to see some tips, on DJing for upcoming DJs or experience, if you just want to listen to some good mixes. All right. This is going to be the page for you. So this video entirely is just a story time. And like I said, stick to the end and you will definitely, why my phone keep moving. Anyway, stick to the end. And you're definitely going to, you gonna catch it. So anyway, I just got back from a DJ wedding. I just got back from DJing a wedding. And you know what I'm saying? It's been a day. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's definitely been a day. And I just wanted to share my experience. All right. So, and also drop some wisdom, for all the just aspiring DJs out there, right? So anyway, go ahead and grab your seat and I'm gonna try to make it interesting as possible. Alrighty. So from the beginning, all right, from the very beginning, everything was falling into place, right? The couple, such a wonderful couple. You know what I mean? Like, you could literally feel the love radiating from them and their families. All right. So the venue was amazing. Like, the venue was really out of the way. And it's so funny because me and, my partner that, we was assisting each other for the event, the gig, the reception. You know what? I'm going to get to that. So I want to continue, right? So the venue was amazing. It's something, my first time being there, it was actually near a lake. And it was something. Like, I do have some footage that I recorded there, but I can try to get pictures from the wedding and edit in this video, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I'm literally, after I finish making this video, I'm gonna upload it. So anyway, it was a lake, beautiful lake, just everything was picture perfect, right? So there was just one thing that kind of offset the venue. But anyway, let's just keep going. So flowers, right? They had the setup. They had the inside of the building. Then they had the catering. They had bathrooms. They had the little outside area. Like, it kind of looked like a barn. Like, the doors slid open and everything. And then you could walk out some more. You could see like the design and the concrete. Then you kept walking by the lake. They had the pier, with an altar for where they got married. Phenomenal. Okay. It was one thing that kind of threw me off about the event. As you're coming down, it's like it's a sign that says, like, I guess it was just about, their policy. They had a strict policy, pretty much no outside alcohol, You had to buy from them. They had it's fine. I mean, technically, you wouldn't want to have people bringing their own drinks to your wedding simply because you just don't know how people get when they have their own choice of liquor, if that makes sense. And then what's more even contradicting is that the sign said, no illegal substance, no alcohol. But when you get in there, they had a bartender serving wine coolers, and beer. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that's their version of keeping things classy. You know what I'm saying? So to move on though, like I said, the wedding was phenomenal. Now this is what happened, right? The weather, it helped us, but it also hurt us. And I say us because like I consider myself to be a part of the wedding. You know what I'm saying? As the DJ, you're considered a part of the wedding, right? So, you know, it started to rain, which actually it cooled down things because it was, as you can see, I'm in all black. And I was just like, I didn't bring the water with me. I'm like, it's about to be extremely hot. Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? I was somewhat thinking the worst. Also, too, when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to your gigs, make sure your mindset is somewhat, I don't want to say your mindset is clear, but make sure you have clarity on the tasks that you have set aside or set ahead for yourself for that current day. But just make sure your mood is up to par. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like yesterday, I'm gonna say yesterday because today is a new day, the time I'm recording, I woke up not really feeling it. You know, I don't know, I just was really out of my norm when it comes to just on the daily, and especially when it comes to an event. So that's just, you know, pushing through. Like, this is how you know I love what I do, because even though I wasn't really feeling it in the beginning, it all turned out well. You know what I'm saying? And even now I'm up. Like, it's 1 something a.m. I still got my, you know what I'm saying, wedding clothes on. But as soon as I finish this, I'm taking it off. But anyway, to continue on with like the rain, you know, it helped because it cooled the temperature down, right? Considering it was an outdoor wedding, and that was a blessing because I've rarely been to outdoors. Actually, I take that back. This is my second one. So it's becoming somewhat of a norm, but I'm used to being inside for weddings, right? And it wasn't all bad because they had a building for everybody to be in. Like, it wasn't raining and I'm outside with my DJ equipment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a whole building. So it wasn't like that. But, you know, of course, if it's gonna rain on a wedding, it's not all bad. Some people say it's good luck. But by it raining, it cooled off the temperature for us, but it also cut out some of the events that was held. You know, I mean, that was planned to be held, but the rain kind of cut a lot of stuff short. And I mean, you know, can't really be too mad at Mother Nature. She's gonna do what you're not gonna try to tell your mom what to do, is you? So you gotta let them have it, right? You just gotta throw your hands up and be like, hey, she gonna do what she wanna do. You know, so moving on though. But like, you know, despite the weather hiccups, you know, as the DJ, this is why it's your job. Your job. It's important for you to keep the dance floor moving, keep it going. You know what I'm saying? As a DJ, you know it's your job, man. You got to keep that energy up. You gotta keep it from going stagnant. That's the main thing. You gotta keep that jump from going stagnant, and you know, just keep the party alive. You know what I mean? So, and we definitely did that. I gotta have some proof in here, you know what I'm saying? Because I can easily just be talking, but I mean, I'm not gonna promise you that, but you will see, you know. What else? So yeah, after that, you know, things was, bro, once we got the music going, she was just like, yeah, get the party going. Like, it was it was love. But now, for those who stayed, right? And this is where it gets good, the nitty gritty. All right. So stick around this far. Make sure you like, subscribe. All right. Now, this is a big secret, right? And this big secret, this leads me up to like the main reason, like I said, I'm on here. So when it comes to planning, right? When it comes to planning, you always want to put your best foot forward when it comes to planning. You know what I'm saying? You want to plan to be completely on the same page with your client, right? Of course. But after today, you know, and this is not the first time, it's just because I've had the wedding yesterday and I'm like, you know what? I haven't changed all my clothes. Let me talk about it, right? when it comes to planning, and this is for all the I want to especially say this for all the upcoming new DJs, and I'm gonna label this title to where new up and coming DJs can like find this. And it's not really just all upcoming new DJs. Like, this is for anyone who wants to DJ. Just keep this in mind. Plan, yes, but don't spend like 1,000 hours planning, you know what I'm saying, for an event, because things almost never go exactly as planned. And the reason why I say that is because it was so much stuff that me and my partner had, you know, planned to, it's so much stuff that we had planned to do right on our own accord versus, not even versus, on top of what the coordinator and what the bride and groom wanted, right? So that's like 2 or 3, however you want to count it, different things going on that's being written down, you know what I'm saying, to look at, to follow steps, right? Okay, they even had a plan on stuff for the rain, like if it rained, because, you know, they factored that in due to the simple fact of the time of the year and the time, all that good stuff. So it was all factored in, but the stuff that was written down still didn't go as planned. For example, you know, and this is something I can just throw out, like, you know, during the walk, it was supposed to have been numerous people, like 4 to 5 different people getting named as they walked, and, you know, we would play a song. It ended up only just being the bride and groom, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, and it's so crazy because the order of the people got changed, like, all of a sudden, right, from what we originally wrote down. Then the songs, like, they wanted to add songs in and take some out. So that's why I said, it's like, don't really stress yourself about the planning. You know, have like the needs, you know what I'm saying, the baselines, and leave some space for great areas or something for change. You're pretty much gonna like need to adapt, right? So with this, I'll say just don't spend too much time planning, right? You know, me personally, I would say there's like a 90% chance of something like that will like change up, and only a 10% of something like staying exactly the same how it was written before. All right, so just, you know what I'm saying, improvise. That's it. And for my final tip, right? This is the bonus. All right, this is the bonus. And I kind of want to go to 2 days, 2 days prior, right? Not yesterday, because today is a new day. Yesterday was the wedding, but 2 days prior was the reception, right? So, well, before I even get to that, I want to say, for my last thing that I want to say after, like, you know what I'm saying, making sure you don't plan too much ahead of time, because you need to be able to improvise. The second thing I want to say, like, pro tip wise, is bring an extra person with you to an event. It doesn't have to be, I mean, weddings would probably be the best time to want to bring an extra person with you, because you're going to have countless, like, in like situations where, like, for example, we had a coordinator at the wedding. So the coordinator is going to be coming up to you, like, as a DJ. You want to have somebody who can not interfere. Well, yeah, in this situation, you want somebody that's going to be able to interfere with coming to you as a DJ, making sure you're playing the music, and you see what I'm saying? Like, have someone take requests for you. You know, if you need to use the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, you can have that person, if they know how to play. And it's so crazy because my partner, he's a DJ himself. So it's like, he can go to the bathroom, I can go to the bathroom. He can just be like, hey, like, load up such and such song, you know what I'm saying, play. But if you don't have anybody that's not experienced, just come on now, you know what to do. If you're a leader enough to have somebody with you at a DJ gig, you can assist them correctly to where no mistakes will be made. Hopefully. Hopefully. So yes, make sure you're bringing someone with you, because it's definitely going to be beneficial. You know, more hands is obviously a good thing, you know what I'm saying? So And for the bonus, right? The bonus is to make sure you're visible. So first of all, not only making sure you're visible at wedding receptions, but make sure you go to a wedding reception, right? If you get booked for a wedding, go to the wedding reception. Why do you say that? Why do I say that? Okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do it. Don't take my advice and don't do it. But for those who want to take my, well, not want to, for those who take my advice, before you show up to the actual wedding, go to the wedding reception. Okay. Like the bride and the groom, they will love seeing you there, right? Especially interacting with the guests. It pretty much just shows that you're not there for the paycheck, right? And you're actually invested into making her day special. You know, that's how most of them see it. And I was put on game with this, so it's only right if I do the same with you all who support my channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? DJ Charm B, you feel me? And hey, I'm only gonna get better with this. You know what I'm saying? More content dropping soon. I actually just bought a new, matter of fact, no, I'm gonna make that another video. So anyway, once again, if you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. And like, subscribe, and share to a friend. You know what I'm saying? A music friend, music head. All right, peace. I'm out.